See, when you try to sit on fear and you try to squelch it, you try to alibi about it, you try to tell yourself, I'm not afraid, because you bullshitted yourself in training. There was nobody there to tell you the truth when you needed to hear the truth. There was no one there to quality control and observe. There was no feedback, realistic, real-world feedback when you needed it. There were no consequences for mistakes when you needed those consequences. When you needed that hard, heavy pushback. When you needed that pep talk. Until you reach the point that by habituation, correct habituation and practice, you can do it on your own. Then you're on your way. Then you're on your way to earning the right to claim to be master of your ship, captain of your fate. Takes a long time, but first, you can't hide fear under the rubric of anxiety. Anxiety doesn't exist, in my opinion. It's fear. And fear can be identified and pointed to easily. Just watch your behaviors. Just learn how to listen to yourself and watch yourself as you go through your routine with a camcorder in your eyes, in your mind's eye, and know how to take that modest step back. Look at the big picture. Consider the details of what needs to be done right here and right now. Training is everything, but training has to be done right. It has to be functional. It has to be practical. It has to serve a purpose. And whatever training you do has to be applicable in the real world. I take a sip of my good coffee right now. Like a good New Yorker. Good cup of coffee goes good. You can't do without hard critical evaluation of your performance at all times. You have to be able to do a very good self-assessment and ask yourself the tough, hard questions from moment to moment as you go through your routine. The worst thing you can do is gossip and bullshit about yourself to yourself. You have to be willing to get out in the arena and be exposed. Your victory is in not getting what you want, not getting a good result, but going through the experience and surviving and coming back alive. Then you return to the experience with new strategies and new tactics and try them out. Hang those strategies and tactics up, run them up the flagpole, see if they'll be saluted. Throw them on the mat, see if the cat will lick them up. Try it in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn they say that shit either floats or it doesn't. Put it up, put out a shingle and get it done, go for it. Be willing to embrace failure in all its forms. And be willing to interrogate that failure ruthlessly. Don't let it. Grab that failure by the throat and shake it up and force it to reveal to you what's going on here and now. All we can do is take care of our 50%. It's all interpretation. It's all a position. We're not talking about winning and losing. We're talking about competing. And you can only compete with what you have the time. And if you find what you have is insufficient, you have to go back to the drawing boards again and again and again. Grab the bull by the horns. Pick it up, get under your own self-supports and self-sufficiency as quickly as possible. Circulate. That means try so many different environments and see which you can handle and survive in. I didn't say win. Each one is a survival problem, particularly if you're vertically challenged like me, particularly if you have Humpty Dumpty head, big, large, moon-facing, gross features like me, if you're bald-headed like me, if you have a big fat belly like me, I'm 5'3.5". I take my own heat up here. If I wasn't willing to take my own heat, I wouldn't say what I'm saying and back up all the way. Any questions?